He really wants to eat it.
Give me the cupcake.
No. I have to take pictures of it first. Sup my dudes, it's Demi and welcome to my kitchen. Yes, this is where this channel all started and continues to do so today, in the kitchen, making your favorite recipes. But today I had you come on for the first time in my kitchen to help assist with the directions of this thing we're gonna do today, because it's very exciting and a little bit complicated, but it's okay. You're gonna be able to do it because we are making Hidden Mickey Cupcakes. I know, it's so exciting. It's very exciting. So I just want to be clear today, we're just going to learn how to actually do this. I'm not making any cakes ahead of time. I actually just used box cake today because you know why? We're just here to learn how to put Mickey inside of a cupcake. So I have right here boxed vanilla cake, boxed red velvet cake, and I'm also not going to decorate it because you know why? I totally could, but you know what? We're just here to learn how to do it, and then you can make it at home, decorate it at home, and then post it on Instagram and tag me at Magical Hijinx, and we can all look at them together because it's super fun, it's super exciting. Make sure you guys are subscribed to the channel and have your bell notifications on so you don't miss anything that goes on this channel. So, without further ado, let's go get into some baking hijinks. Okay, to begin, here's what you need. You need yellow cake, you need red velvet cake, you need a sheet to bake a cake, and then I like to use a bigger sheet underneath in case anything likes to flow over, or for what we'll use it for later, which you will see. And you need cupcake tin. So this is like actually kind of a shallow one. It's actually like my husband's grandmother's from like 50 years ago, so it's super durable, it's super cool. I do not have cupcake paper today, but you can totally use it. So for me, I'm just gonna have to kind of cut around the cupcake and pull it out later. But you can totally use cupcake paper trays. Anyway, we're gonna put that to the side right now. And first we're gonna take our red velvet cake mix, we're gonna pour it right into our pan here. And I actually made this last night, so it's a little thick right now, a little cold. But we're gonna grab our Donald spatula, kind of just pour it on in. All right, now I'm gonna set that aside. And I did make half of this batter last night when I tried to do this for the first time. So this is only the second time I'm doing this, and I just realized that I didn't spray the pan. So, but it's okay because the cake doesn't need to be perfect. It's really just needs to get baked in order to do what we need it to do. So I'm gonna spread this around all over the pan. Try to make it as even as possible. All right, that looks pretty good. Be really careful with the red velvet cake with the red dye. So make sure you're not wearing anything that can get stained. Use your aprons. So now that this is all spread even, I'm gonna place it on this other tray, and I'm gonna put this in the oven for about 10 to 14 minutes. Just kind of keep an eye on it at 325 degrees Fahrenheit. So I'm gonna do that, and then we're gonna come back to it. Boom! Look at that beautiful, beautiful cake. We're gonna let it cool for a bit, and then we're gonna start making some Mickeys. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do. We're going to take all this lovely red velvet cake and pour it out onto this nice big tray so we have plenty of room to work. Didn't stick too bad, but definitely remember to put a little grease on there, a little butter, a little oil, a little something to grease your pan. But actually mine came out all right. And like I said, the cake didn't need to be perfect because we're gonna tear it apart. Now you're gonna need to use your hands. Make sure they're clean. And also, I recommend having them a little bit wet. I found that helped a lot. And what you're gonna do to make first, you're gonna make the Mickey head. To do that, you're gonna take some cake and make it into a sphere. So depending on the size of your cupcake tin will determine how big your Mickey head will be. So for me, since I have a very small cupcake tin, I'm going to try to make a relatively small head. And what you're gonna do, you're not gonna roll it around like a meatball because it's just gonna crumble off, but you're gonna kind of like form it with your fingers and kind of just use your palms and form like a little sphere out of it. Kind of like if you're making a cake pop. All right, we have our little Mickey head. Perfect, we're gonna put that aside. Next, we gotta make his ears. Now this is where it gets a little tricky. So actually I'm gonna grab a tool. I'm gonna grab a straw, I'm gonna put it to the side right now, but it will come in handy later. Now, to make the ears, you're gonna kind of do the same thing for the head, but then you're gonna make it into like a donut. So try to make it around the same size. I'm gonna grab a bunch and form your little ball. Use your palms, mush it around together. Remember, don't meatball it because it's just gonna fall apart. Okay, now, once you have your little meatball, I'm gonna call it a little meatball, you're gonna kind of use your palms to flatten it down a bit, like that, and then kind of go around the edges to make sure there's not too much cracking. So I kind of like use my palms and then use my thumb to kind of push into the side, making like little mini burgers almost. Now you gotta make sure that the side is still like thick enough, maybe like the size of like your pinky. Unless you have giant pinkies, then I don't know. Because you need to make sure that part has a little texture. You don't want it to be too thin on the edges, but you want to try to flatten it out as much as possible. So that looks pretty good. Looks like a little mini burger. So anyway, you're gonna take your straw, you're gonna find the center, you're gonna carefully poke a hole all the way through. You don't have to go like, you don't have to push it like, you know, the entire straw in, but just make sure the straw goes through. Okay, put that to the side. Now, carefully kind of wedge your finger in here. This is a lot of hand work. Make sure your hands are clean. And you're gonna kind of carefully get your finger in there, and you're gonna kind of use your thumb on the outside and your palm to make sure that the cake doesn't fall apart. This is the hardest part really of the entire thing because see it's already trying to fall apart. Now listen, there might be an easier way to do this, especially if you had some type of mold, but I don't, and most likely you don't. So this I found was the way to do it. And yeah, it takes some time, but really it's not too difficult and the results are really, really spectacular. I think that's what we're gonna do with it. There we go. We have our little donut, we have our little meatball, and now we're gonna get our cake tin. All right, we're only making one because this is just to show you how to do it, not making a whole thing. I sprayed my little tin. Remember, you can use paper to put in. It's obviously gonna be a lot easier, but I don't want paper because I honestly just decided to do this on a whim. So anyway, all right, so here's what we're gonna do. You're gonna get out your yellow cake batter with a little spoon. You're gonna take a little bit of the batter and kind of pour it in at the bottom of the tin, just like that. Just a little bit, just to coat the bottom. Now, you're gonna take your little meatball and you're gonna place it on top of the batter, like that. And now you're gonna get your yellow cake batter once more, and you're gonna fill in a little more, a little on the sides of the meatball, and there we go. Just kind of get a little bit around it and on top of the meatball. Now you're gonna grab your donut and place it right on top. Ooh, we're cutting this close. I might have made this too big. You're gonna take more batter and fill it in. Just fill in the sides. And you know what? It's okay if it goes overboard because what you can do is you can, you know, kind of cut around and decorate over it. I'm gonna put this in the oven now for about 15 minutes or so. Yeah, about 15 minutes at 325, and we're gonna make some magic. So here we go. All right, took it out and let it cool. It's actually gonna pop right out. Hello there. But did it work? Let's do it. Big reveal time. Here we go. Oh. Did we do it? Ah, we did it! Is it husband approved? So you guys, we did it. We successfully put Mickey inside of a cupcake. I think it's adorable. I think it's gonna like make a really cool wow little factor into your lives. I think the biggest tip I can give you is to have wet hands when handling the red velvet, so you can make those spheres pretty more, like, it'll be a lot more easier to do it with wet hands. And yeah, a lot of fun, a little tedious in my opinion, but it is super cute in the results. So make them at home, decorate them, post them on Instagram, and tag me in it at Magical Hijinx so I can see your amazing creations. And my dudes, thank you so much for watching this incredibly random video that I decided to do. I hope you enjoyed it. Please check out all my other cooking videos without me talking and without my husband coming into them. They're a lot of fun and they're really cool. They're overhead and really easy to recreate, and I really recommend you doing those. And check out my other videos, my vlogs around Walt Disney World and other theme parks, and there's gonna be more to come. It's gonna be a lot of fun on here. And if you are so inclined, become a patron on Patreon. The link is below. We have a lot of fun over there as well. You'll get exclusive, weird, extra clips and like thank you letters from me and lots of other fun stuff. So thank you guys again for watching, and until next time, my dudes, I hope you get into some hijinks very, very soon. Bye-bye. He's having a really good time. He's gonna do it again. I think we You can't eat it yet. Balls are little donuts. He really wants to eat it.
Give me the cupcake.
No. I have to take pictures of it first. I can't do this. Quit.